Hello everyone, my name is Lenny from Code with Lenny Len, and in this tutorial video I'm going to be showing you comments. So a comment in Python is defined as an non-executable word or text that is used by the programmer to understand what a piece of code does or is intended to do. So that's just a bit of the definition, but to see it practically, I'm very happy to show you out. So we're going to be still making the same kind of program we did in the last tutorial, which was in the input. We're still going to remake it, but right now using comments. So comments are just a way to make your work easier as a programmer, to make the work of other programmers easy as they try maybe to maybe you work in a company and you want this team of programmers to make a software for you. So if all of them use comments, it will be easier for all the programmers to understand what this piece of code is supposed to do, what it's meant, what it's there for, and what it should be able to do. So that's what comments are all about, and you shall see them in action right now. So I'll just start out the way we did start. We just print out what is maybe your favorite language. Okay, then we'll just use a variable. Maybe I'll just say lang for language is equal to the input, and then I'll just ask a question. And as you can see from Python, if you just put the first bracket, it shall give you a small description of what the input does, so don't worry much about it. Then in a string form, you just ask the question, maybe language. Maybe give them some few arrows to show them the direction of text. Just a bit funny face looking something here. Then we can just print I love, then colon, then you can join this, forgetting a space, we can join this to the lang variable. So whatever they'll have written, we're going to say I love it. So I'll just save and run just like we did in the previous program. Nothing complex, just repetition of the same thing, the same concept. As you can see, what's your favorite language? I'll say Python, and you can see I love, then colon Python. So this is just a combination of the previous tutorials, but today I'm introducing a new thing that's called a comment. So in Python, comments are started by a hashtag. Okay, so the hashtag symbol in Python says that whatever follows after the hashtag is a comment, and comments are ignored by the interpreter. So comments are just there in the text editor to help you know what this piece of code is doing, but when it's being compiled or when Python translates your code, it's not going to worry much about the comments, just going to leave them out. Okay, so I can say this displays some info to the user. So that's a comment. Okay, so this is not run by the interpreter. In fact, it can be anything. You don't need to worry about the syntax or whatnot. So long as you have the comment or the hashtag symbol here, it means that this whole line will be ignored. And as you can see from idle, it displays this as a red piece of text, and so will many other text editors. Okay, so long as you have this hashtag symbol, the rest of the things that follow after it is going to be ignored by the interpreter, but it's there for you as a programmer to understand your code or even help others understand what your code does. So I can just say ask for the language, and then here I can just say another comment, print out the language. Okay, so all these are examples of comments. These are what are known as single line comments. Okay, so a single line comment is just one single line, hashtag then whatever you want to say, single line comment. Oh my, comment. So this is just a line, a variable, not a variable, but a single line comment, which means that this whole line will be treated as a comment, and therefore any text or word that appears after the hashtag symbol will be ignored by the interpreter, but it will be visible to you as you're programming it. So even when you run it, as you saw from the as we run this, you won't see the comments, okay? So you cannot see here the comment that shows print displays something to the user. You cannot see here the comment which says ask for the language. You cannot see again the comment print out the language. So comments are totally ignored by the interpreter, but are there for your own use, for your own benefit. So the next kind of comment is called a multi-line comment, and this is written as triple quotation marks, 1 2 3. Then to close it, you'll just put some space, then 1 2 3. All right, so anything that appears between these quotation marks will be treated as a multi-line comment. And as a multi-line comment, this means that it can be able to span to different lines. For example, this is a multi-line comment. Okay, so everything that is here will be treated as a comment, still will be ignored by the interpreter. That means I have the joy of doing as much damage as I can to it without worrying that it will crash maybe my program or do something else that is wrong to Python programming rules. Okay, so comments are just there to help you out. They are used to serve as internal documentation. Okay, so as you can see, once more, we are not seeing the comments, they were ignored, but in our text editors they're there. So remember, we do have a multi-line comment and a single line comment in Python. So I'll just label this comment. What's wrong with my spelling? Multi-line comment. Then we have the single line comment. So the combination of these two is enough for you to do any kind of things you like. So mostly multi-line comments are used to give a short description of maybe the general workings of your program. For example, I'll just Control X and maybe put it up here and say this is a sample program, and then you can say developed by Lenny from Code with Lenny Len. Okay, demonstrating the use of comment. Oops, the use of comments. So as you can see, this is just a sample program. Just we did remake the last program, but right now using comments. So remember, the hashtag symbol is used for single line comments, and the triple quotation marks are used for multi-line comments. So it can be a triple double quote mark, then close with a triple double quotation mark, or it can also be a single quotation mark, but they have to be 3 in succession. It can be a double quotation mark, but they have to be 3 again in succession to make up multi-line comments. So that's just a quick and useful tip. You might find comments very useful in maybe making of larger programs that have many complex parts working together, and we shall be getting to that soon. In the next tutorial, I'm going to be covering up program control structures. I don't know whether you've heard of the famous if else, for loops, while loops. All those kinds of fun stuff are coming up next. I hope you'll stay tuned, and as always, thanks for watching.